fascinating conversation. Do you know Wanda's been staying at a nunnery?
Convent.
I'm sorry, convent. I keep thinking of Hamlet, you know. Get me to a nunnery. Well, he had nuns in it. I must admit it all sounds a bit grim, no talking and so on. Wanda must have been frightfully brave. And anyway, she's become terribly interested in the contemplative life, you know, meditation and so on. So I thought, let's go and see our friend Howard. He might have some books on the subject. We never know. So we've popped in.
Hello, Howard.
Hello.
Hello, Wanda.
Karen.
Now, Howard, you just point us in the right direction and we'll have a jolly good old route around. You wouldn't, for example, have the cloud of unknowing, would you? I remember I was once very impressed by it.
The religious books are over there. Here are some more. I've only just got them in, so they're not priced yet.
Marvelous. I'll just have a splendid dig through these. Wanda, you stay and talk to Howard.
So you're thinking of taking the veil?
Are you laughing at me?
Why should I?
Well, I've discovered a lot of things about myself recently. If you stop discovering these things, you stop living, I think. You see, Howard, I'm somebody who lives for others. I care for other people, and I sometimes neglect myself. You have to pay a price for that. Do you understand?
I think so.
Ah, Père Tabaret's Counsel of the Spiritual Life. I think you ought to have this. It looks very comprehensive.
Yes, fine. Carry on looking for me, would you, Olga?
The Myth of the Resurrection by the Bishop of Burnley. No, I don't think so.
And I suddenly realized that I've been giving so much of myself, but never thought of recharging the batteries. One has a duty to oneself, you see. That's what I forgot. Well, I've been thinking of becoming a Catholic. I've been asking a lot of searching questions. Olga's been a great help. Did you know she was once a Catholic? And she's now a Christian Scientist, and she's very interested in Eastern religions.
The Dark Night of the Soul. This is a classic. You'll have to read this.
Well, I went down to this convent in Kent. I stayed there for a week, just living their life. Believe me, it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. The people there were quite wonderful. They had a kind of inner serenity. It's what I've been looking for all along. I'm going again, and I'm going to see if I've got a vocation.
Quite a step to take.
Yes, it's a big decision. I'm taking my time over it.
Giving up your job.
I'd have to give up a lot of things that I enjoy, but I might still go on drawing and painting, only of course it would be religious subjects, the Virgin Mary and all that sort of thing.
Quite a contrast to Billy Bear.
Howard, I don't think you're taking this very seriously.
I'm sorry.
You know, I think I owe you and Michael an apology.
An apology?
Mrs. Burner.
Oh, sorry. Oh, this is interesting. Are you interested in the Sufi mystics? The Sacred Garden of Abdul Qadir. It's a collection of meditations on the nature of the Absolute.
Yes, fine, Olga.
Well, I'll just put that to one side. Now then.
An apology, did you say?
Yes, you see, I overestimated you.
Overestimated?
Yes, I expect too much from people. I know that's a fault. I expected you to give as much to our friendship as I was giving to. I realize now that it was too much to ask. You simply can't find it in you to give yourself totally to any relationship. That's all right. I'm sorry for you, but it's probably the way you're made. I can't pretend I'm not disappointed in you and Michael, but I do hope you'll accept my apology.
I see. Incidentally, talking of personal relationships, Carol and I are thinking of, well, getting married or something permanent along those lines.
Are you serious?
Naturally. Perhaps you should now apologize for underestimating me.
You don't really understand, do you?
Mystical's Initiation to the Third Sphere of Consciousness by Mrs. E.Y. Harbert. Now that sounds interesting. I once knew a Mrs. Harbert. She had a skin complaint and a very bad-tempered Adele. I don't think it can be the same person.
I'll take those books.
Now, are you willing to abide by my selection?
Yes. How much?
Let's say £5 for the lot.
Are you sure?
Quite.
Into religion now, are you?
If you'd like to put it that way, yes, £5.
Much obliged.
Well, good luck, Wanda.
Goodbye, Carol. Goodbye, Howard. I hope they'll be happy together.
Maybe we'll see you.
Maybe.
Well, I shall be popping in, perhaps later this week, in search of my women novelist.
Now you do that, Mrs. Burlap.
Goodbye. Wanda, dear, are you walking to the health food shop?
So what's up with Wanda?
She wants to become a nun.
She won't last a fortnight.
How do you know?
I was a nun once.
I know.
Or rather a novice. I went through a very religious phase. I stuck it for 18 months.
And how long do you give us now that Wanda's gone?
Has she gone? I wondered.
The lights change. Michael enters Wanda's flat in the spot.
The last note from Wanda came while I was having breakfast. My wife, as usually, was very behind the times. I sometimes think that the large newspapers are responsible for half of the failed marriages in England. But at least I could read the note in peace, the same pink paper, the same tone of gentle understanding. Why do we always think we understand one another? I don't. I have decided that I understand nobody, not even myself. The human race is an enigma, especially that half of it known as womankind. The presumption of understanding breeds interference, toleration even to the point of indifference is the best that we can give or expect. There, in a nutshell, you have the vital principle of my political party. Well, the note was to say goodbye. She was off to the convent. I must say I was relieved. Knowing Wanda, loving Wanda, as I think I did, I had been an exhausting business. But I also felt a little sad and grateful to her in a way. We all stand in need of the odd emotional upheaval, otherwise we forget to live. Wanda is a life enhancer, you see. The life she enhances may be extraordinarily irritating, but at least she takes nothing for granted. All the same, I do wish I had had sex with her. Just once. One way or another in my life, I always had to pay for sex. The free poke has eluded me. Sex without love may be deplorable, but sex without love, I mean sexual love without sex, is like a journey without end. An asparagus without melting butter.
We hear the sound of music, sentimental religious music, perhaps kettle keys in a monastery garden. The music swells as Wanda enters and stands, dressed as a nun. There is a slight air of fantasy about her costume, that is, a brightly jeweled pectoral cross, so that we may remain aware that this all takes place in her imagination.
When I become a nun, I may return to see my friends. I will be quite different, of course, in many ways. I will have that inner serenity and calm, authority, humility. I can't explain it, but I know how I'll feel. Pure, clean, like an empty house that's been swept before the new tenants arrive. They'll be talking about me.
We see that Mrs. Burlap has entered the bookshop.
Wanda's here.
She's been away a long time.
3 years in a convent. It sounds like the title of a novel.
I never thought I'd miss her so much.
I never realized how much I valued her company.
Will she have changed?
Have you heard she's coming back to visit us?
Hello, everyone. How nice to see you all my friends. You don't look as if you've changed at all.
We haven't.
We've been waiting for you.
I've altered so much, I can't explain. I don't think you'd really understand. There are no shadows in my life, no movements now. I hardly know what desire is any longer. That is what freedom means. The sun that shines in at my window in the morning comes through plain glass and meets a bare white wall, and in the evening my cell takes its light from a candle. That is my life. I have left behind so many things. I don't regret any of them. I wish you could share what I have, but you must find your own paths. Watch the darkness, listen to the silence. There will be a sign for you as surely as dawn follows dark and birdsong comes with it. Now I must go.
You will come back to us?
Perhaps. I don't know.
You have forgiven us, haven't you?
Of course. How could there be any bitterness? We can only grow through suffering.
Perhaps you'll write to us.
I'm going to write a book very soon, a sort of spiritual autobiography. It will be for all of you.
We'll publish it.
I'll sell it.
My dear, how exciting. How long will it be before we can read it?
How long, oh Lord, how long?
Have patience with us. It won't be easy to live up to you.
Live up to yourselves, not me. And now I must go. But you will always be with me in my prayers. Goodbye.
Goodbye. They kneel.
And that's how it should be. But I know it never actually happens like that.